This conference will now be recorded.
So in the previous session, we have discussed about the relationships. We have discussed what exactly the relationship and what is the use, how to map the relationships among the various objects in Salesforce, and what are the steps needs to be get followed upon mapping the association between the two objects. And upon creating the relationship, what are the various relationship data types has been given by Salesforce we have discussed. So now today we'll see how to map the association between the two objects. Now let's see the practical part, how to create the association among the two objects in Salesforce. Now, so first of all, we'll see the lookup relationship, how to map the lookup association between the two objects and what kind of functionalities and the behaviors lookup association provides. We'll see. Now, let's take a small use case. Now, how to map the lookup association between the two objects we'll see. Now, so whenever if you want to map the association between the two objects, first of all, we need those two objects, right? Yes. First of all, we need two objects. Once the two objects are available, then we can map the association between those two objects. Now, so now I would like to map the association between the two objects. Like for example, so let me take two objects inside my organization. For example, assume that I want to create an object called as position object. We have a hiring manager object is there, and then I would like to create a position object inside my organization. In order to store all the jobs information, whatever the jobs information, whatever the open positions information is available, I want to store inside my position object. So I would like to create an object with the name position with a few fields. Okay, with a few fields. So what are the various fields that I would like to have inside my position object? Now let's see. Whenever you are looking for a job, then I'm looking for so many details about the position, like what exactly the position name, what is the reference ID, for which location the position is available. Is it for Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, where? How many vacancies are available? Because whether they're having two positions are there or three positions are there, one is there. So we want to know that. And what is the current status of the position, whether the position is already closed or position is still in new status, position is in progress status, or what we can able to identify. What is that minimum salary they can offer for this position? What is the maximum salary they can offer? What is the position description? What they're expecting? What is the job description? What skills they're expecting from the candidate? And what is the HR person's email ID to whom we need to send the email notification? What is that HR person's contact number? I want to collect all these details. For this position, do we have any unset opportunities available or not? Everything. We need to collect all this information. Like for example, assume that I would like to have the position object here. Inside this object, I would like to have the various fields. Position name field, which will be a standard field given by Salesforce. We no need to create this field if it's a standard field. I would like to create a location field. So location will be of type pick list, where I would like to populate some list of values, like some Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, Mumbai, Noida, like that. I would like to populate some list of values inside my location field. So I would like to populate some list of city names from which the user can select any of the city to which the position is associated. And then I would like to have number of positions. How many positions are available? How many vacancies are there? I want to indicate as number, which will be a mandatory field. I would like to make this field as mandatory. Next, the position status. I would like to have a pick list field. Pick list field. And the list of values are, I would like to indicate this is a new position. And then after that, it is having that open approved. That means HR people, the finance people has approved the budget for this position. And then in progress, like as HR people have started recruiting the candidates for this position. And the recruited HR people has recruited the candidates for this position and then closed. The position has been closed. Okay, the position has been closed. Now, the next one. The next one is I would like to indicate the open date of the position. From which date the position is in open status. So which will be of type date. And then close date. That means target date or milestone date. Milestone date. This is also a date type where I would like to make this a milestone date field as mandatory. That means I would like to mention that milestone date. That means by what date we need to close this position. As a HR person, by what date we need to close this position? What is the target date to close this position? And then HR contact number, which will be of type phone type. HR email ID, to which HR I would like to send this email notification. I would like to make it as email field. I would like to make this field as mandatory. And then I would like to indicate the minimum pay, minimum salary. That should be a currency field. And the maximum budget. What is the maximum salary we can offer for this position? I would like to indicate. This is also currency. I want to make this field as mandatory. And then the position description. I want to indicate it as the text area long, because I would like to enter the job description, which will be having so many number of characters. So for that one, I would like to go with the text area long, which will allows you to enter 1,31,072 characters of content. And the skills required, I would like to make it as text area rich, because I would like to highlight some of that skills. And then the passport required, whether the passport is mandatory for this position or not. I want to indicate with a checkbox, because passport may be required, may not be required. And the travel required, this is also would like to make it as a checkbox. That means whether do we have any on-site position. That means here do we need to travel to that other location for this position or not. We need to indicate. So these are the various fields I would like to have inside my object position. So first of all, I want to create this position object. I want to add all these fields inside my object, and then we'll see how to map the association between our hiring manager object and the position object. We'll see practically which is of type lookup association and what type of behaviors, what type of observations it will provide. We'll see practically. So first of all, let me create this position object. Now, let me create this position object first. So we'd like to go with that schema builder in order to create this object. So let me go to the schema builder. Go to the schema builder. So now I would like to create an object. So go to that elements tab and then drag and drop this object component onto your canvas to create a new custom object. I'm indicating that object name as position. I'm giving the plural label as positions. Okay. I'm giving the plural label as positions. Now, I'm giving the description. This object is used to store all the open positions information. This object is used to store all the open positions information. So whatever the open positions are available inside the organization, all those jobs information I would like to store inside this object. So this is the functionality of this object. I'm selecting allow reports, allow activities, track field history. I want to add some attachments also, because whenever if the client is giving any job description as a PDF file, so that I would like to add that attachment also along with this position. So I would like to have this attachment option also. Now click on save. So the position object has been created by having that 5 fields: ID field, name field, owner field, created by, last modified by. So remaining fields I would like to add one by one. Like I would like to add the location field. Position name field we no need to add because that field is already there inside my object. Now I would like to add the location field. Location will be of type pick list. Now I'm indicating location. I'm indicating some values like some Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, Mumbai, Noida, Delhi, Kochi. These are the various locations information I would like to populate inside this field. I want to make this field values to be get arranged in the alphabetical orders. That's what here I'm selecting the checkbox display values alphabetically. Click on save. Next, number of position, that will be of type number. So I'm selecting that number field, number of positions. So now the maximum number of digits to be get allowed is to, like as up to 99. Okay, up to 99 we can able to enter. Now I want to make this a field as mandatory, because as a HR person I want to know how many vacancies are available. Based on that I will plan accordingly. Is it one position is there, or two positions are there, three candidates are there, how many candidates are there? Based on that I will plan accordingly here. Now click on save. Next, the next one is I would like to create position status, which is also of type pick list. I'm adding the pick list field, position status. I'm adding some options like as a new position, and then open approved, and then in progress, recruited, and the closed. These are the various options which I'm populating right now. From this one, whenever I'm creating a new position record, by default, initially the position status will be new position, right? Because this is the new position which I'm creating right now. So I want to make this first value as a default one. So that we'll be having one checkbox called as use first value as a default value. So select this checkbox. Now click on save. Next one. The next field is what? Open date and milestone date. Open date will be a date type of field. So I'm selecting the date field. Open date. Now click on save. Position date. Now that is also called as milestone date. Nothing but target date of the position. I want to make this target date here mandatory because here, based on the target date, I will plan accordingly here. If it is a urgent requirement or not, I want to know. Now click on save. Next, minimum pay. That is nothing but currency type. So the minimum pay. So what is the minimum salary we can offer for this position? I want to allow maximum of, okay, a 10-digit number, not more than that. And the maximum pay, that means that is also maximum budget. Maximum budget. I want to allow maximum of 10-digit number over here. I want to allow maximum of a 10-digit number over here. I want to make this a field as mandatory. That means based on that maximum salary they can offer, we can able to find out the suitable candidates. Why? Because if I don't know this maximum salary which they are going to be offer, suppose if the candidate is getting more than what we are offering, he won't join my company again. Because right now he is having his salary is very high. Whatever the salary we can offer, more than that he is getting right now, then how he can join my company? For that reason, I want to know what is the maximum salary they can offer. Based on that, I can identify whether candidates will be available for this particular position with this particular package will be available or not. We can decide that. Now, the next one. I would like to specify the HR email ID. I'm indicating email field. HR email ID. I want to make this field as mandatory field. And then HR contact number, which will be of type 4. HR contact. Now make it save. And the travel required, which is of type checkbox. I'm indicating the checkbox type of field. Travel required. Default should be unselected, unchecked option. And the passport required, whether the passport is mandatory for this position or not, I want to indicate. Passport required. Default option should be unchecked option. And the position description, which will be of type texty area long. Okay, texty area long. I'm indicating position description. So now here, I'm going to be allowing maximum of some 10,000 characters. Number of lines to be visible is 5. Maximum of 5 lines of content I would like to display at a time. Remaining lines of content he can able to see, okay, by scrolling down the scroll bar. Next, the text area rich control, because for the skills required. Skills required. Here also I would like to allow some 10,000 characters. Maximum number of lines to be get allowed is 10 lines of content to be get visible at a time. These are the various of fields I would like to have as part of my position object. In my position object, I would like to have this field so that all the fields I have created one by one. Now, so this object I have created by using this schema builder. Then whenever you are creating the object through schema builder, there are 2 drawbacks are available, which already we have discussed in the previous session. What are those two drawbacks? Whenever you are creating the object through schema builder will not provide any tab for your object. That is the first problem. Second problem is whenever you are adding some fields through schema builder, if the field is a mandatory field or a required field, then only field will be visible to you on the page layout, or else field will not be visible. So we have to add the fields onto the page layout manually. These are the two additional steps we need to do. We need to create the tab manually. We need to add the optional fields onto the page layout manually. These are the two options. These are two additional things that we need to do as part of this schema builder concept. So now let me go with that first one.
Sir, I have a quick question, sir.
Yes.
So whenever we are trying to create a field, why it is not showing the required field, sir?
Sorry.
When let's say I'm trying to create a location field. So while I'm creating,
it won't provide that. It won't provide that option of like as a mandatory field. That can be done only with the help of that standard navigation.
And
in the schema builder, you won't get that option.
While creating the currency field also, I don't get, sir. I don't get.
Yeah, because of here, for some fields, it won't provide that option. So because for the currency field, it is providing that mandatory option. Because I made that field as mandatory, currency field will be available.
Okay.
For the biggest field, it won't provide that. Okay. Now, so let me create the tab for my position object over here. Go to that custom object tabs section and click on new button to create a tab for your position object. I'm selecting the object as position and select the tab style which you would like to apply for your object. You know all these navigations, everything you know that. Now I'm selecting a style called as shopping cart symbol style. Okay, I'm selecting that shopping cart style for my position object because here so many positions are available. Like as a cart, from there we can able to select. Click on next. Now make the tab to be get visible to all the profile users by making it as a default on. Make the tab to be visible for all the applications also. Now click on save. So now the tab has been created with the name position. The tab is available. Let me customize these tabs right now. I don't want to show some unnecessary tabs, reports and dashboards, and then loans I don't want. Now I'm having this position objects tab is also available. Positions tab is available, but when you click on this new button, it won't provide all the fields. I have created so many fields as of now on my position object, but all the fields are not visible over here. Because whenever I'm creating the fields through schema builder, so whatever the fields are mandatory, only those fields will be visible on the page layout, remaining fields will not be visible. If you want to make those fields to be get visible on that page layout, then we would like to go with the page layout customization and add them to that page layout manually by placing them into the required sections. So now I would like to go with that page layout customization. So expand this force.com quick access menu. Click on edit layout. Okay, click on edit layout. Go to the page layout editor. Go to the page layout editor. Here you will be having the option to add the sections, to add the fields. You know how to use this page layout, how to customize the page layout, how to add the sections, how to place the fields, everything you know already. Already we have discussed about the page layout customization concept. There we have discussed each and every option. How can we customize all these things? Now I would like to add some sections over here. I would like to add some section like as milestone details section. Milestone details section. I'm adding a section called as milestone details section where I would like to display this section header to be visible on both edit page and detail page. I want to arrange the fields in 2 columns. Click on OK. Milestone details means what? From which date the position is open, till what date the position we need to close. For that one minimum, so the open date and then milestone date. So open date field is available over here. I would like to drag and drop in this place. And then milestone date, I would like to place it over here. Okay, open date in this location, milestone date in this location. Next, I would like to add compensation details section. I'm adding one more section. Compensation details section. Here also I want to place the fields in 2 columns. Here I would like to specify minimum pay and the maximum budget. Minimum pay field should be in this location. Maximum budget should be in this location. And then I'm adding one more section, like as additional information section. As part of this additional information section, I would like to place the HR email ID and the HR contact number, and then travel required and the passport required. These are the fields which I would like to place. And then I'm adding one more section over here. Position description section. Position description section. Here I would like to arrange the fields in one column, where I would like to place the position description field over here and the skills required field also over here. Both the fields are placing right now, one by one. System information section, I want to make it visible in both the layouts, edit page and the detail page, edit layout or detail layout. And then the information section, I want to make it visible in both the layout. Just to double click on that section header, you will be getting the section header properties window. I want to make it visible in the detail page and edit page also. It is showing position name. I would like to show the location field also. Location field, I want to make it visible over here. Number of positions in this place, position status in this place, owner field in this place. These are the various sections I would like to have inside my page layout. And then I don't want these activities options. I would like to remove these sections here. Only notes and attachments option I would like to have over here. So these are the various sections in which I'm going to be arranging the fields. Information section, milestone details section, compensation details section, additional information section, position description section, and the system information. Once you are done with this page layout customization, click on Save button. Now my page layout is ready. So this is my object and the fields are available over here. So we can enter some data about this position record, and then we can able to save that information inside my object. So this is how we are creating the fields and the object through schema builder. You know that concept already. Now, so now I would like to create one position record. For example, one sample record I would like to create. I'm creating a new position like some Java developer. Number of vacancies are some 2. We need 2 Java developers. Location is for Hyderabad. Position status is a new position. Open date is today's date. From today, the position is on open status. HR people has to close this position by September 15th. September 15th will be the target date, last date to close this position. In this meantime, they have to find out the suitable candidates. Minimum pay, we are able to offer some 9 lakhs for this position. Maximum some 13 lakhs for this position. HR email ID, I'm indicating some Ramesh@some gmail.com. HR contact number, I'm indicating some value. For this position, passport is mandatory, because as part of my company policy, every employee should have a valid passport. So that passport is mandatory for this position. This is my requirement over here. And I'm indicating the position description. Required 4+ years of experience in Java development. Java development. I'm indicating the skills required also. Required 4+ years of experience in Java development. I'm indicating should have hands-on experience in core Java, advanced Java, J2E, Oracle, and SQL Server. Should be a certified Java developer. Should be able to interact with the US clients and should be able to manage a team of 4 members. So in this case, I would like to highlight that for the last 2 points here. He should be a certified Java developer, and then he should be having the hands-on experience, okay, while interacting with the US clients also, because this project is we are implementing for one of our US client, and that too, he should be the senior member in the team, so he should be able to manage the 4 members of team. These are the various details which I have specified related to my new position, that is Java developer. Now click on save button. The position record has been created. This is the Java developer position is available. Okay, now. So we have hiring manager object is there, position object is also there. Okay, now. We have hiring manager object, we have position object. Both are available right now in this case here. Now, in this case, how can we map the association among these objects? 2 objects are there with me right now. Hiring manager object is there, position object is also there. Then how to map the relation between these 2 objects? Now let's see practically. Now, so let's take that small use case. Let me create some HR records also, because as of now we don't have any HR people's information. Let me create some HR's information. I'm indicating the HR person is some Praveen Kumar. Contact number, some value. Location, he is working from Hyderabad HR department. Email ID, Praveen@some gmail.com. Click on save ending. And create. Sridhar something. Contact number, I'm giving some value. Location, he is also working in Hyderabad HR department. His email ID is sridhar@some gmail.com. I'm indicating some Swati. Swati, she is also one of the HR person in our HR department. She is also working from Hyderabad. Email ID swati@some gmail.com. I'm creating one more. Abhishek Singh. Abhishek Singh. I'm indicating that contact number. He's from Mumbai location. His email ID is abhishek@gmail.com. I'm indicating some Ranjit. Contact number. He is from Chennai location. Email ID Ranjit@some gmail.com. I'm indicating that. So now one more email ID. some Chellappan. So contact number I'm giving some value. He's from Bangalore. Email ID chels@gmail.com. These are few HR persons are available inside my organization. These are the various HR people are available inside my organization. So both the objects are available. Position object is there and then hiring manager object is there. Both are available. Now I would like to map the relation between these two objects. How? Let's take that use case. Now, take that use case. Configure the lookup relationship between hiring manager and position objects and list out all the observations or features. So what are the various features the lookup relationship will provide? I want to list out all. Then how can we map the association between these two objects, which is of type lookup? I want to map the lookup association. Then what kind of features, what kind of benefits, what kind of functionalities the lookup association provides? I want to know that. Then how can we do this? Now let's see practically. Now, then how can we implement this functionality? Now let's see practically in this case. How can we map the lookup association between the two objects? We'll see practically. So now I have two objects are available. Let me place these two objects on my schema builder. Let me show you first. Go to the schema builder. Position object is there. I want to show the hiring manager object also. Select that hiring manager checkbox. This object also visible. Both are there. Now tell me, these two are independent. These two are related now. Independent because there is no link. There is no link between these two objects. Both are independent. So because we don't have any link between these two objects, there is no link between these two objects like this. No link. So there is no link. That means these two are independent. No relation available right now. Now I want to map the association between these two objects, which is of type lookup relationship. So what exactly the lookup relationship feature? How to map the lookup association among the two objects in Salesforce, we will see practically in this case. So now that I already told you in the previous session, whenever if you want to map the association between the two objects, we have to follow two steps. Simple concept, two steps. So now as a step one, what needs to be done? What needs to be done? First of all, as a step one, identify the parent object and the child object. Identify the parent object and the child object. So now tell me from these two, hiring manager and the position, which one is parent, which one is child? Which object is parent and which object is child? Anyone? In this hiring manager object, hiring manager means HR object.
Is the parent, sir.
Which one is parent?
Hiring manager
Hiring manager is the parent
Okay.
and
Position is the child.
and position is the child.
Why hiring manager is a parent? Any specific reason?
One hiring manager can recruit number of
Multiple positions, yeah.
Okay, right, correct. Because based on that assumption, like for one HR person, we can assign the multiple positions responsibility. For example, when you go to an organization, assume that there is a small company, I am the HR person in that company. So many projects are running in that company here. Whenever if there is any opening, it may be Java developer, Salesforce developer, Oracle administrator, manual tester, anything, all the positions responsibility they are assigning to me because I'm the only HR person. It's a small company. I'm the only HR person is working, so that I need to take care of all these responsibilities. So as a single HR person, we can able to assign the multiple positions responsibility. So based on that assumption, I would like to make hiring manager as the parent, position as child. Now, so in this case, I'm indicating. So as part of this assumption, I would like to make it as hiring manager is the parent object. And the position object will be the child object. Position will be the child object. So hiring manager object will be the parent, position object will be the child. Now, this is the first step. Once you are done with this one, almost relationship is over. 80% of the relationship functionality is over. Then how to map this association now? As a step two, what we can do? We need to create one field. Okay, we need to create one field where in the child object, that means in the position object here. You know how to create the field inside the object? Yes, already you know how to create the object, how to create the fields, everything we know. So now what we need to do? We need to create a field inside my object. What object? Child object. That means position. Upon creating the tab field, then what is the data type we need to select? Lookup. Why? Because I would like to map lookup relationship. So whenever we are mapping the association between these two objects, we need to create this field. I'm creating this field for what? To map the relation between these objects. So that we need to use relationship data types. What relationship data types are available in Salesforce? We have lookup, external object lookup, master detail, hierarchical. But as part of my requirement, what I'm implementing right now, lookup relationship. So select the data type as lookup relationship data type. That's it. Simple concept. Now, so now map the relationship between the objects. That means what? What we need to do? Create a lookup relationship data type field inside the position object which should be associated with hiring manager object. Which should be associated with hiring manager object. This is the second point. That's it. Simple concept. You know how to create the fields. Everything we know that here. Now let's see practically how can we do that. Now, so let me create that field right now. So as of now, both the objects are independent. Let me go to my position object right now. So here before that, let me show you hiring manager object is having some records. Position object is having one record is available. That means both the objects are having some records, even though. Let me go to that position object. I would like to create one field. Expand the force platform quick access menu. Click on new button to create a new field. So what is the data type we need to select right now? As of now, we have selected all these data types: checkbox, currency, date time, everything you know. Now already we have discussed about formula data type also, auto number also, everything. But now we are discussing about relationship data type, like as lookup, master detail, external lookup, like that. So now here I'm selecting that lookup relationship data type because I want to map the lookup association. The next case we'll see master detail concept also. Now I'm selecting the data type as lookup relationship. Go to the next button. Select that parent object. With which object you want to map the association? With hiring manager, because position object is the child and the hiring manager is a parent. So select that parent object related to, with which relate object, with which object you want to map the association. I want to make this position object to be related to hiring manager. I'm selecting as hiring manager. Now click on next button. Specify the field name. I'm indicating the field name as hiring manager. Okay, hiring manager. When you come down here, you will be having few options are available. Okay, now required checkbox. This checkbox is not selected here. Currently, this required checkbox is not selected. Here we have two radio buttons are available. From this one, first one has been selected. Second one is not selected here. Okay. So now in this case, it is indicating clear the value of this field. Here it is having don't allow the deletion of the lookup record, okay, which is part of lookup association. Two options are available. If this first radio button is selected, a different functionality will be available. If the second radio button is selected, different functionality will be available. I will show you both. But right now I'm not changing anything. I will go as it is. I will come back to this option. I will change the settings. I will do whatever we need. Okay, I will show you that options also. Now, I'm not making any changes over here. I'm going as it is. Click on next button. Remaining story will be same, no change. Make the field to be get visible to all the profile users by selecting visible checkbox. Click on next. Click on next. Make it save. So we have created one additional field inside my position object. When you go to this field, it is having that field. So now hiring manager underscore C, this is a custom field, so which will be holding this information, lookup field. This is the lookup field with hiring manager. That means what? This is the lookup relationship field, which will be holding the parent record ID inside this, which will be holding parent record ID. Now, so let's go to the schema builder, refresh this user interface. Observe what will happen. Now tell me, do we have any relation is available or not now? Yes, there is a relation here. Between these two objects, there is a relation, which has been, we have mapped right now. So now
Sir,
here in this case,
can't we create relationship through a schema builder?
yes, we can do that, no problem. We can go with schema builder also, normal standard navigation also, both we can do, because mapping the association means creating the field. Creating the field we can do through schema builder also, by using standard navigation also, both. Okay, now. So now here in this case, okay, we have mapped the association. So now tell me what type of association it is providing right now. Is it lookup or master detail? Lookup. How do you know? This is the color. Now this line color is what? Blue color. Here it is indicating the legend option in the right side. This legend is indicating blue color line is representing lookup relationship. And then maroon color line is representing master detail relationship. The red color bar symbol is representing required field. That means mandatory. So in this case, this color is what? Blue color. So this is a lookup association. Now tell me, in this case here, which one is parent, which one is child? Hiring manager is parent, position is child. How do we know? Because for one parent, how many childs we can have? Multiple. So it is starting like as what? From hiring manager, it is starting like as 1. But whenever it is reaching to the position, it is having like as what? Many symbols. So 1 to many. One parent, multiple childs. So this is the parent, this is the child. So we are having the association between these two. Hiring manager is a parent and the position is a child. What type of association it has mapped? One to one or one to many? One to many. One parent can be having multiple childs also. That's what it is indicating that. Lookup relationship is available from position to hiring manager. That already told you association should be always mapping from child to parent, not from parent to child. Because we are comparing the child with the parent, not parent with the child. So always we are comparing the child with parent, not parent with the child. So in this case, in the real world also same situation, in the Salesforce also, not only in the Salesforce, any database, whatever we have in IT industry, same concept, no change at all. Oracle database, SQL Server, wherever you go, any databases, because I know all these almost databases. I have used with those databases also Oracle, MS Access, MySQL, SQL Server, all these things I have worked on that previously in my past experience. So there also the same concept, no change at all. Any database, same functionality. Now, so now here in this case, it has provided the lookup association between these two objects. Then what kind of association? One to many. That means what? Whenever I'm mapping that lookup association between the two objects, it is providing one to many association by default. That means one parent can be associated with multiple childs also. This is the first observation we had now. Whenever I'm mapping the lookup association, lookup relationship is providing one to many association between those two objects. That means one parent object can be associated with multiple child objects also. Okay, now this is the first observation. Let me give that observations. The first one. Lookup relationship provides one to many relationship between the objects. That is, a parent record can be associated with one or more child records. A parent record can be associated with one or more child records, because in the human being relationship also, a parent can have multiple childs, not only one child, not only two childs, multiple n number of childs also they can have. Now, this is the first observation. Second one, that already showed you before mapping that association, position object is having some records, hiring manager object is also having some records. That means what? Even though both the objects are having some records, relationship can be applicable. What type of association? Lookup relationship can be applicable. That means even though both parent object and child object is having some records already, okay, lookup relationship can be applicable on this. There is a second observation. Even though both parent object and child object contains the pre-existing records inside it, lookup relationship can be applicable. Lookup relationship can be applicable. This is the second observation. Lookup relationship can be applicable even though both parent and child objects are having some records inside it. This is the second observation. Okay, now let's see. Next, the third observation. Third behavior or the third functionality which is offering by lookup association. Now, so let me go to that position because this is a child. Today I'm creating a new position. There is a new opening is there. When you click on this new position, here you will be having one field. There is a this field is called as what? Lookup field. Okay, lookup field. So this is the field which I have created right now. Because to map the relation, this is the field we have created, hiring manager. This is a lookup icon. This is called as lookup icon, which is used to select some parent. For example, today I am going to be creating a new position information like as SFDC, okay, developer. There is a SFDC developer position, that means Salesforce.com developer. Number of vacancies are 1. Location is for Bangalore. So now open date, today's date. Milestone date I'm indicating till September 4th because it's an urgent requirement. Within 1 week, I need the candidates. Minimum pay, we can able to offer some 11 lakhs. Maximum budget, some 15 lakhs. HR email ID, I'm indicating like as some Sridhar @ some gmail.com. Contact number, I'm giving some value. I'm indicating that position description required 5+ years of experience in Salesforce development. Salesforce configuration and customization. That means both admin and development. I'm indicating this. So now this is the position record which I'm creating right now. Now this position record will be assigning to whom? I need to assign to a HR person, right? Because once the position record has been created, who will take care of recruiting the candidates for this position? HR person. Now, which HR person will take care about this position responsibility? So which HR person will take care about this responsibility? Who is that HR person to whom you want to assign this position over here? So you have to specify. So in this case, select that HR person's information here. This is the lookup field is available. So now tell me this field is a mandatory field? No, it is an optional field because if it is a mandatory field, it will be having a red color bar symbol, but no red color bar symbol is there. So this is a optional field. That means this is the field which is used to select the parent record. Like as I'm selecting hiring manager. This is the position. Position means what? Child. I'm assigning to a HR person over here. I'm selecting the HR person. I'm allocating the HR person's information. As soon as once you click on the lookup icon, it is showing all the HR related information. That means HR records. I'm selecting like as some Sridhar P. So from now onwards, Sridhar will be one of the responsible person for this position. Okay, Sridhar is the responsible person. He is the HR person to whom I'm assigning this position responsibility. But in this case, whenever I'm going to be storing this Sridhar, what it will store in this column, it won't store that name of that Sridhar. It will store that Sridhar records ID. Sridhar is one of the HR person. It's one of the HR record. Whatever the HR record that I have selected, that records ID will be storing inside this column over here. So lookup relationship will store the ID, not the name of that HR person. It will store always ID because name with the same name Sridhar, we may be having multiple HR people also. At that time, it will raise some confusions. It will raise some ambiguities. To avoid such kind of problems, it will store the ID of that Sridhar record. Even though you are having two Sridhars are available, okay, with the same name in the same HR department, we are working in same location also, both are having two different IDs over there. Okay, so for that reason, it is going to storing that ID of that. Now, so now I'm allocating this responsibility to Sridhar. Click on save. So now from now onwards, Sridhar will be the responsible person. Now tell me in this case, how many positions we have assigned to Sridhar, I want to know. Simply, we can go to the HR hiring manager object here. Open that Sridhar. When you come down at the bottom, you can able to see this is one of the position he is handling right now. For the Sridhar, we have assigned one position called as SFDC developer. He is a Sridhar record. He is one of the HR person. For this person, we have assigned this SFDC developer positions responsibility. So whenever we are going to be creating this lookup field, okay, whenever I'm creating the lookup field, so now this field is not a mandatory field. Upon creating the child record, selecting that parent is not mandatory, it's an optional field. That means lookup field is optional field. This is not a mandatory field. Okay, this is the functionality of lookup. Now, in this case, lookup field is an optional field. Optional field in the lookup relationship. That is, while creating the child record, selecting the parent is not mandatory. It's an optional. Optional. Now, upon selecting the parent record, by using the lookup icon, it will store the selected record ID. Selected record ID inside the lookup field. It will store the selected record ID inside the field. It won't store the name, it will store the ID. Next one. As part of lookup association, in a single object, we can create maximum of 40 lookup relationship fields, not more than that. That is the limitation given by Salesforce. As of we can able to create maximum of 40 lookup relationship fields per an object. This is the limitation. Now, an object can have maximum of 40 lookup relationship data type fields. Not more than that. That is the limitation which has been given by Salesforce. Okay, this is the limitation. Now,
Sir, I have one doubt.
yes,
Sir, if we not select parent record, that position record store normally.
yes, it will store normally.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so we have few more observations are available as part of this lookup association that we'll see in the tomorrow's session. Tomorrow we will be having that session for 2 hours, evening 6 to 8 o'clock IST. Okay, so evening 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. IST will be having that session tomorrow. We'll continue with this relationship concept tomorrow. Okay.
Sir, here the fourth point is